Welcome. In this segment, we'll be talking about tips for searching for grants. Public and academic libraries are a great place to learn about grants. Typically, public and academic libraries have databases of grant resources, print publications of grant resources, workshops, and most important, they have the staff that can guide you to the right grant resources. There are a number of reasons why you might need to search for grant information. For example, if I'm a faculty member doing research, I might need to find a grant to fund my research. Or if I'm a grad student who's looking for a way to fund an internship or a fellowship, I could do that by finding a grant. There's lots of other reasons why you might need to search for grants. For example, small business owners. There's lots of reasons. So we're going to talk about 3 fabulous grant databases that will help you with your grant research. The first one we're going to talk about today is called FDO, the Foundation Directory Online. It's important to note that the FDO, the Foundation Directory Online, is only accessible through subscription. You could get a personal subscription, or you could visit your public or academic library to see if they have a subscription. Let's take a look at some information about the FDO. The FDO, the Foundation Directory Online, has over 100,000 U.S. foundations and corporate donors that you can search for grants. Currently, they have over $2.4 million in recent grants. This is a look at the FDO search screen. You can see there's a number of ways that you can put in your search criteria. So for example, if I'm a faculty member or a grad student, I could probably go to the fields of interest area there and put in the keywords for the kind of research I'm looking for. Or if I'm a grad student and I'm looking to do a fellowship or an internship in a particular location, I can actually search by grants by state, county, and city, and by zip code. So the FDO, the Foundation Directory Online, has some really fabulous search tools for you. So again, you're going to want to go to that search screen and put in your criteria. So again, it could be keywords, it could be location. You can even just look at a list of grant agencies, the people that are actually putting out the grant. So there's a number of ways that you can access that information inside the Foundation Directory Online website. And again, this is something that you need to subscribe to, or you would need to visit your public or academic library to see if they have a subscription. Here's a few notable features about the FDO, the Foundation Directory Online. Again, you can search by grant maker name, companies, grants, the 990s, and what's really neat is the FDO has blogs, newsletters, online tutorials, and help for writing proposals. Let's take a minute to talk about what a 990 is. The Foundation Directory Online will search inside 990s. A 990 is the form that is filled out by foundations that actually gives information about fiscal data and their officers and their applicants and a complete list of their grants. Foundation Directory Online will let you actually search within those IRS forms. So it's a great way to get in and see what agencies offer for grants. Let's move on to our next resource, grants.gov. Grants.gov is a great resource for searching for grants because it's free. Grants.gov simplifies the grant management process and creates centralized online process to find and apply for over 900 grant programs from the 26 federal grant-making agencies. Grants.gov will only search federal grants. So again, when you're picking a grants database, be sure you're picking the right one for your needs. Again, FDO is for foundations, Foundation Directory Online. Grants.gov is going to search federal grants. Let's take a look at the Grants.gov search screen. Grants.gov, even though it's free, still offers some great search options. You can search by keyword, you can search by funding activities, and you can look at a list of agencies that offer grant opportunities. And there's even an advanced search option. So even though it's free, it still has some great features. There's some notable things about grants.gov too that are great. You can track your grant application and receive email alerts as your application is processed. So after you send in your grant application and you're wondering what's the status, well, you can set up in grants.gov so you can be emailed to find out what's going on with your grant as your agency is processing it. Another neat feature of grants.gov is that you can set up what are called RSS feeds so that you can be automatically emailed when there's new opportunities by an agency name or by a category. And this is something that you would set up. You would go to grants.gov, do an initial search, and then you'd set it up so every time there's new information, new grants added to your search criteria, you'll be automatically emailed. So you don't have to keep going back into grants.gov. You'll automatically get those email messages. Really nice feature. We're going to talk about our last grant database, Community of Science, COS for short. And COS is a great database because it's scientific based. It has currently over 22,000 records with over $33 billion in grants. And again, COS is the leading resource for hard-to-find information critical to scientific research. So again, when you're picking a grants database, you need to pick the right one that's applicable for what you're looking for. Again, FDO, Foundation Directory Online, Foundations, grants.gov, Federal Grants, COS, Community of Science, Scientific Grants. So there's a different grants database for different grant opportunities. Let's talk about some notable features of COS, Community of Science. One of the neatest features of COS, Community of Science, is that you can set up an online workbench. And what you do in your online workbench is you set up email alerts so that when there's changes to a grant, you'll be emailed. And you can also enter in, again, you can enter in search criteria, and every time a new grant appears based on your search criteria, you'll get the email. So you don't have to keep going back into COS to search. You do it once, and then it emails you every time there's an addition to your search. Really neat feature. Again, that's called the Community of Science Workbench. We've talked about 3 wonderful grant databases today. Very different. FDO, Foundation Directory Online, COS, Community of Science, and grants.gov. Each one searches a different group of grant agencies. You're going to want to go through and find the right one based on your needs. That's all for now. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.